Welcome, everyone who is here right now to this wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Should I just start like all of my videos like this? All the streams. When you type in Mega Meganium, you're gonna get this picture. This is Mega Meganium. More than even like you saw it in game, you know, like the game will fade away, but this artwork will stay. And some are good and some are bad. And Pokemon art kind of used to be like that, but not as much as it has been lately. I always mark it up to around Legends Arceus time. The art that came out from then was very inconsistent. And my friend Yori actually pointed out and was like, it's just bad. But I don't like to say that art is bad because I know how hard it is. And some people have different styles that people like. It's weird, but people like it. My main issue is consistency, like for a brand. Do you know what I mean? Like it should all look uniform or similar, unless the uniform look is for them all to look different, but that's not how it's been in the past. And for them to change it, and not change it drastically, but just slightly, like that's why when I think about what my friend said about it being bad, it's more like it's bad instead of intentionally different. So that's that. But yeah, with all that being said, I think we'll just hop right into it because yeah, I'm tired of looking at this mug. But because every time I'm looking at this more, I am picking it apart more. So I am naturally kind of a critic. And that's not to be like a negative critic. It's just, I just see details and I pick them out and I say, that's interesting, or that's not so great, or, you know, and I do tend to lean a little more on the negative side of things, but I am self-aware. Y'all in the chat can be talking to me too. Please help me out here. I want to know your opinions as well. But so I'm looking at Meganium here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I think you can, but I can't actually check. The cursor, actually, I should say. Mega Meganium's artwork is okay. And the main things that kind of bug me about it is just that we got the 3D render beforehand, and I actually think that this 3D render is better than the Meganium art that we got. And the reason I say that is when you look at the flowers specifically, they're not all the same like height here. So I pulled this up, Mega Meganium. This is gonna also be our reference. I don't know if I can actually open a new tab. Oh, that's not so great looking. Visit. Let's try that. There we go. So like when I compare this, the cursor is visible. Okay, thank you so much. I always just love to see new Pokemon art. I mean, me too, very much so. And I'm not, that's what I mean is like, I'm not complaining. I'm happy to get all this. I love that. I even like when we talk about these 3D renders, so many people say that they're bad. And I agree that they're like kind of soulless in some aspects, but some of them are better than the artworks. And this is a perfect case. Look at the flowers. They are all, because they're like copy pasted, you know, so they're all going to be exactly the same. And I also think that it gets the bulb of the head way more correctly. Like it's just a ball, because shapes can be more defined in these 3D renders. Now, with that being said, the body is like a weird, like if you touched it, it wouldn't be real. It feels like less real. So it's like a give and take here, right? The 3D render makes it look like a balloon around its neck. Yeah, I can see that. But then I go to this and I'm like, here, like this flower, why didn't it come out more? It should have. And then when you look at her head, it is so misshapen. Like this is not a circle, and that's okay. That's art, right? But I'm just saying, like, compared to the 3D render, to me, I'm like a perfectionist when it comes to artwork. Like all my lines have to be like perfectly straight, and that's why art takes me forever. Where other artists sometimes just scribble things and, you know, it works out for them. But I really do like that they got the big eyes. The eyes are bigger here, and in the game, like her eyes or his eyes are like baby. They're like baby eyes. So that's my little deal with Meganium. I think it's good. I just there's inconsistencies that kind of bug me. I think it's fine though. This is a perfectly good one. In general. What's up, Uda? What's up, Uda? The artwork one actually looks like flowers. Yeah, I can see the balloon thing that you're talking about for sure. It does look a bit more like flowers in the artwork. But thanks, Uda, for listening and saying that. I love the big steppy thing. Someone posted like she do big steppy, and I love that so much. And I do like that they kept that. But I also have an issue with there was the 3D render and then there was this, and they're exactly the same like pose and everything. Like you could have made it so different, right? But instead you just decide to go the same, which we'll see happen in the future. Oh, that's my boy. I forgot that he's here right away. I'm probably gonna spend the most time on these first ones, just because. Now I don't have the assets to pick. I should have got that ready, but there's other artworks of Mega Feraligatr that are better than this one. This one feels really poorly put together. But with that being said, I've fallen in love with it. Like I really do. It has a Sugimori look in his face and body. And I really do like that. But when you compare it to the old artwork, he looks a lot different. I don't know if they wanted to make it... I really think that they wanted to make his face more like Totodile's face. Like it's smaller. It doesn't have the defined schnoz, if you will. Big nose. Which is weird because you don't know how it would look on this big jaw at the bottom. People don't like the arms. That's true. The arms look like a zombie. But that's how... Gator's always been like that. Gator's like... He's always like that. It's really the shape of this that bugs me, and like these, they're so flappy looking, or like a flower. And then this here is not, that's where it's supposed to be, but it looks like not three-dimensional almost. It's weird. And then he's like kind of thinner. He's like a lot thinner, and I don't mind that, but it's not consistent. It does look more cartoony than I remember the original design being. Yeah, so I mean, we can pull up. Let's see. The biggest thing is, I don't know if I can actually pull it up, but the Dream World artwork, man, that could have been the official art easily. I actually like this render better as well, and not the eye and the face, but the face actually once again tells me this is not meant to be the old Feraligatr snout. It's like very different. But here the arms are not doing the zombie. They're doing the like, I'm about to put my hands together. Sorry, you can't see, but put my hands together and bite down. But what I liked about this is that the fin actually is further back than in the game, and they did transfer that over, which I do like, because it makes it look more like its back, like a fin on its back. But I like the shape and everything much more here. It's much more uniform, like I was saying. But then the face in general is a little all over the place. And then we have like the TCG for the other artworks. Oh, I haven't seen this yet. Kind of cool. Somebody just drew this recently. I like that. And this would have been cool. But they were never ever going to make Mega Feraligatr's official artwork this, because it is just not, this isn't what they intended. Also, it should have been pulled up more a little bit, if you ask me. But and they were never going to make it this either. This Cardinals beautiful thing, which this is part of its design in game. But yeah, they were never going to do that. So then if we look at this guy, see if I open it up so you guys can see it bigger. Maybe. So when you compare this look at his face to this. It's like very different. And then in game it's different too. So I have this issue where in game you have seen that for like 150 something hours, and then you get the official artwork, which people are like, they made the official artwork first. I'm like, yes, they did. You're right. But still, this still applies. You get the official artwork and it doesn't look like what it looks like in game, that you've had that in game for like hundreds of hours, and you're like, wait, there's something like a jarring feeling where you're like, this doesn't look right. The same thing here with this. His eye is very different, and this snout is very defined. But see, he got that. I like how thin he looks. I like how thin he looks too. Here you can see he actually is kind of thin. It's just this part here that's not as thin. So I think it's a matter of perspective. And so like these are being done by different artists, and that's fine. But that's where you lose a little something. I love Gator though, I'm not gonna lie. It's always been my issue with Gator. I hate how fat he is. I don't really like when he's chunky either, but he's not that chunky here. It depends. Sometimes he does look real. Like sometimes you get like those are like the 3D model where his jaw's like so thick and you're like, huh? Doesn't look right. Soul should have made a tier list. I was thinking about it, but I was like, I just wanted to do this in like this kind of fashion, right? I want crocodiles and gators thin. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, what's up, Dark and Windy? Mega for Alligator borrows more from Totodile, so it's now is more Total-like. Yeah, I agree. That's what I think. They literally did that, but I couldn't tell that until we got the official artwork. That's one thing I really enjoy about the artworks, is that we're getting things like new little details. And since these were definitely made first, like this is made from the concept. I wonder if this is made from the concept art or if this was the concept art. Either way, both the models and this artwork are probably inspired by concept artwork. So how they did them is differently. I don't think that this is as bad. People, when they first saw this, they were like, they made him bad. I don't know if people think that that's the design is bad, because people say that all the time. Just looking at the artwork, it's a little messy, but it's good. I enjoy it. I do see the inconsistencies, but I like it. And that's the thing about art. It's very subjective. I'm staring at it more, and it's like the head doesn't match the body. Yeah, a little bit. It's interesting how it goes. It's just got a lot going on too as a design, you know. You have to wait until the TCG and Dream World art until the art gets more dynamic. I agree. I totally agree. But yeah, that's Gator. I'm trying to think, like, is there anything else? Like I said, like what Dark and Windy just said, like literally they were never going to pose this in the poses that people wanted. And I think maybe that's where the backlash comes from. Like this was always going to be the pose. I'm actually happy that the head is further back than like just straight up like in the game, and that he's not. I was expecting him to do like the thing in game. He kind of looks like a frog, I'm not gonna lie. He does like a hunch over, and this is like straight up. And I don't mind that. I actually like that, but in the artwork I was really hoping they didn't, and they didn't, so it's kind of nice. So are you gonna buy the Mega for Alligator card? Maybe. I don't know. The homage to Toto grew on me. Absolutely. His face looks more like Totodile, and that's kind of great because this whole thing is like Totodile. But yeah, this should be wider. Like the actual thing is not that short. You see like how it would go down on his face does not make sense. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even talking about the teeth. I'm just talking about the length of the head. It doesn't really add up in the shape. Anyway. I don't want to nitpick every little thing, but there are some inconsistencies. I love you, Mega for Alligator. I don't know why they hate on my boy. This one, though. This one. Mark wants his gators thicker, though, Mike, so, you know, that might be a thing. I like the patches on its body and leg. Yeah. I might have to change music about halfway through this because I don't know if we can just listen to. I love this song so much, but it's just like on repeat, you know. This is a good design. I just don't like what they're trying to do here. Now, what they're trying to do is he's a general, like he is doing a general's pose, and yeah, it's like cool that you did that, but this 3D render is better. Like, why didn't you just stick with that, you know? Oh crap, that didn't work. Where am I? Here we are. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, this whole posing is just more dynamic. And it's like they copied Meganiums. They kind of copied for alligators. Why didn't they just copy this? Look, even the fingers. He's doing like something with his fingers. It's kind of cool. They really tried with this one, and I appreciate that. Does it still have like the plastic look? That's not so fun. Yeah, but imagine if this was 2D, you know? Trash. I can't stand this starter. Aw. Here obviously it looks more like flames, but the face gets kind of lost to me. It does show that he's like more long than chunky, so that's good. But the face, man, the face bothers me. A lot of people like the face. It's goofy, right? But it's just not as cool. This is interesting too. Like the flame here gets really thin, and I'm like, okay, that's just to show that this is fire, I guess. I don't have a lot wrong to say with this. I just don't like how it looks, and that's just a personal thing. I couldn't say that it's bad. One detail that it really points out to me is the tusks or teeth being so round. What kind of pig has this round? Like, they could have made him cool, like horns coming out, and that would have been kind of fun. He is smirking. He's smirking. He's got personality, but it's not the personality I want to see. He looks so much better. Gives me Tapu Koko energy. Interesting. I don't see that too much at all, but unless you mean the face, which I can see with the face. My favorite thing about this starter is it's like the cool face thing on it. I guess it does get thin here too, where he's holding it. I just might have never noticed. But see the face here, you can see like this is a flaming demon skull on him, you know. Anyway, not too many notes on this. I just don't like it. Basically. Starmie. So I have some issues with Starmie, but artwork wise, I really love the watercolored look. It's just inconsistent with the rest of them. None of the rest of them have watercolor look on them, right? But Starmie does, and I think this is because it's meant to have this shine to it. Like in game it does have a shine, I think, or like at least in the anime it does. Yeah, in the game it doesn't really too much, but the freaking artwork for these. I guess in the game it kind of does a little bit. They do try to here. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but I do like the look. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just for the sake of consistency, it's a little weird. It's like, oh, is this like Gen 1 Sugimori? It pays homage to it for sure, but yeah. This is really art. That's hard to say. This is like the OG. Yeah, exactly. Starmie's meant to be very glossy. In the anime, I did see that as well. But I think my issue with Starmie is that I just don't think it's a good design that much when it's still. When it's in game moving, I was like, this is great. This is smart. And that's what it was made for, so it's fine. But then the like static artwork of it, It's kind of lame unless it's doing like the pose. I don't know if you guys saw the TCG that came out today, but he's doing the like Starman, Superman. What's the Is it not Voltron? Ultraman pose. That's a good pose, but this not so much. I do like that they added this little detail that its leg, like its foot, smooshes when it's on the ground. That's kind of fun. So I can't say that much bad about it. I just don't think it's good. Like static, like moving around is everything. When it's just a static image, it's just Starmie with long legs, and that's just not that super interesting choices. You will see that my theme today is really just why don't they keep them consistent? And it's not even. That's just my opinion, right? Because they can do whatever they want, and maybe people like that they're not consistent. This face of Raichu is so weird. Everything else is exactly the same as the 3D render, but then its face is like ugly, bro. What did they do to my guy? It's a little detail, but oops, that's the wrong one. Actually, this is Reddit, so we'll see what we get. It's very similar, don't get me wrong, but look at that face. It's just the transition from 3D to 2D, to be honest. But it's drawn very weird, in my opinion. There's something's going on. I can't tell you what it is, but they made him ugly. I think it's just the symmetry of it. Because here it's just very symmetrical, and that's what a computer can do compared to this. Which then, that's the debate of like losing the human aspect of it. Obviously here you can't see the swirls because it's black in the background, but that doesn't mean anything. They're there. I do like this Pokemon quite a bit. He's dabbing on them. I'm a Raichu fan. Same tail. Yeah, same tail pretty much. People were picking out that like the black here isn't the same, but whatever. It's just artwork. Like, it's not going to be exactly the same. Actually, I think it's exactly the same, is it? I don't know. I can't tell, like, unless I put it side to side. Anyway, that's the only thing with that. I do have an issue with it. I think what it is the shape of the head. That's what I'm going to say. You can also see, like, sometimes if this is the same artist, look at that shape of the head is not round, and here it, like, flattens down to be, like, I don't know, like goblin looking. And it made me think of the shape of Meganium's head, which is not a proper circle shape either. So maybe the same artist actually did this. Possible. Who knows? Or maybe it's just hard to draw a circle. I say yes, it is hard to draw a circle. This one hurts me so much. And I think this is just translating from 3D to 2D, but his face is not the same. When you look at Mega Raichu Y in game, he has this pudgy muzzle, and I love that about it. Even this artwork, it has a little more coming out. Let's see. Oh dang, that's dumb. Anyway, you can see like his face is not so flat. It's a bad example, kind of, but it's the transition to 2D. But I'm trying to look for like an in-game screenshot that's not shiny. People always pick the shiny. It's so weird. But you can see maybe a little here. He's got like a snout. Whereas here, they didn't like make that pronounced at all. And it bugs me to no end just because that's what I like about him. And that's a personal thing for sure. But again, I'm just talking about the inconsistencies. Like, he could have had a consistent face. With that being said, this is kind of really janky too. With that being said, this artwork is perfectly good. Perfectly good when we're talking about official art. Now, when you look at this one and this one, they're like two different artists 100%. You can tell just the coloring, it looks like, I don't know how to describe it. Different artist, in my opinion, as far as I can tell. I could be wrong, but to me it looks like that. Moving quickly here. Because it has no chin. The 3D art has a chin. You can tell the artist typically by the shading and line art. Yeah, exactly. So that's what it is to me. There's something going on with the shading. Probably line art too, with the eyes. Anywho, this is one of the best. Crazy enough, because I don't really like the design. Like, it's not my favorite design. But they did work here. They did some good work. I almost have no notes. I think this is fantastic. There's nothing bad about this, in my opinion. I actually never knew that it had ear holes. Great detail. Also, because the wings are so big, they had to make the artwork small. Like, you know, she's far away. I think it's actually bigger, like the design itself, but because it's small, it looks like a small little fairy. Yeah, I agree. Wendy, the shading's very different here compared to the Raichus. But yeah, I just don't like the design. Like, this makes me like the design. The problem is, even if that is a thing, Clefable, it doesn't make me like this, unfortunately. This whole situation. Trying to get a better one. Yeah, like, this is what it looks like in game. So when I judge a design, I judge it based on all of its interpretations in every medium, essentially. So, like, but the ones that you see the most too. I'm not saying I hate it. I've never hated this design. I just am not a big fan. So yeah, like, this is very different. This is a good thing to point out, though. This looks very different from the artwork, and so there's an inconsistency there where it's like I was saying with Mega for Alligator. It's like, that's not what I've seen for like the past 100 hours. This is different from this. I wonder if it's just the posing. I think it is, because she does look just as long. I was thinking she wasn't as long as in the game. The white beret, no, that's still there. But yeah, there's a little inconsistency. Not crazy or anything. I don't want to like tear apart everything. I am tearing these things apart, but I'm doing it just for the sake of discussion, not because like, these aren't things that are bad. If there's something really bad, I'll mention it, that it's really bad. This is pretty standard, pretty good. I'm just not too happy with the mouth. Like, I would rather it be different. I actually think this is really good, not that I'm looking at it, because I haven't looked at it that much. But with that being said, am I dumb for just liking most of the 3D renders like better? I kind of like this 3D render better. I like how they like smushed his mouth more, and just the position that he's in, and the leaves on top. It's a different angle, right? You're looking at it from below here a little bit. But yeah, I think I don't have much to say. I think it's good, standard. Shading, it's a lot better than how it looks in game, for sure. Talking about Clefable, its body is longer in game, the eyes are smaller. Yeah, I agree with Clefable. It's definitely all that. But yeah, Victory Bell's good. This is like a glow up, and you can see it with just people that aren't artists, that, you know, look at an artwork and they say, wow, look at this. This is what it always should have been. This is one where the render's not great. Spoiler. I guess it's a spoiler. This is the infamous render. This is so much like, the face is cute, and like, a friend, you know, he's a friend. What I really don't like about this, like, so like you lose something in the eye here, but also this is where the 3D renders like blobbiness, like the circular parts are too circular, whereas here it feels more natural. But also the pose of the tail, you know, is just so much better than this blob. So this is just an improvement in every way. Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. It's great. Its body's longer. Yeah, this one. That looks so bad. The tail isn't weird anymore, for sure. You lose all the charm of Dragonite in that 3D render, 100%. And it's just crazy to me that they decided, like, oh yeah, let's go with this. You know, it's a very weird decision. This is a little funky right here, because as I'm talking to you guys, I'm staring at this, right? And I just start picking out things because I'm detail oriented. But yeah, see, like there's a line here, but no other lines in any other part of the feet or anything. But yeah, 1,000 times better than this. My issue with Mega Dragonite was never this render, though it is bad. The tail is really the worst part of this, but it is much bigger in its actual design. But I like that you can see the wing. It's great. This is wonderful. This is 100% a different artist. I think this is Sugimori. This one, I'm pretty sure this is Sugimori. This looks nothing like that. Completely different artists. Completely, like, the inconsistency. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, because when I look at the shading, it does look a little similar shading, like here. This is like Sugimori typical shading, actually. I think I'm not an expert on like picking who's doing it or different artists, but when you compare these two, it's like, what? This is peak, though. You're right, Mike. This is peak. I agree. I do think they could have like made his face a little more mean. Like there's something a little bit missing, but this does show, like, this shows the claws, you know, this is, I'm a beast, you know. Wendy, has he not done any artwork since Gen 7? I feel like he did a few. Maybe you're probably right, though. You know better than me on that. That's how I want Mega Skarmory to look in game. Yeah, I mean, it does look like that in game, Mike. This is how he looks. You just gotta catch it. Here's the thing. You're playing a game that is action-based and not turn-based. So if it was turn-based, you would see him like this more often because the camera just like floats around them. But because it's an action game, you'd never see your Pokemon. I'm not gonna get started. I'm not gonna get started. But I love this. Yeah, the only thing that I could say is the face, the angle of the pose might have been better to do something more, I don't know. I want to say dynamic, but that's not really true because it is dynamic. Like this, you know, like I wouldn't have mind to see this. But again, it's kind of like Mega for Alligator. They were never going to do like its key art just like screaming into the sky. As cool as that is. And then we get cool TCG in the end. So yeah, I think that's good. I gotta get cooking here because if not, I'm gonna be here for 3 hours. What's up, Shiny? What's up, Ben? Welcome. In-game M Skarmory just looks like a golden blob. I love him still. I know he was supervising, Wendy, that Sugimori's been supervising the artwork. So maybe that's just like his influences. Yeah, could be. Maybe close his claws a little. Here in the artwork, you think? I actually like that they show this because it shows you can really see the blue, I guess, black claws more. Like this just emphasizes the whole thing. So it is good in that sense that it's showing off the design. And that's what they are trying to get across with these as well, I think. I think the thing that I think that they're doing with the shading and poses is trying to match it up to the original form. Interesting. If you look at Dragonite's art and Mega Dragonite's art, the shading style is similar. Same with Skarmory. That's a good shout. It could be. That could be. That makes a lot of sense. This one's one of the worst. So this is where we get to the they copied it discussion, which they didn't because this was first. Okay, this was definitely first, but they did copy it in a way. It's like they didn't change it is what the phrase should be. Like, they didn't change the dynamic pose. Like, this is exactly the same as the 3D render. Like 1-to-1 almost. It is positioned a little differently. But I have nothing to say about it. It's just the same thing, and it's kind of a bland design to me in general, so I don't know. I wish that these things had little faces on them. That would make me enjoy it. Just like 2 eyes. Nothing else, just 2 eyes. That would have been so cool. This is not that video where I just make little tweaks to designs that would make them better, in my opinion. But there was other things to change as well in the design. But artwork wise, it's great. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's get rid of that. And let's go Mega Chime. Chimeco. Yeah, it's basically the same as these. But there's no reason why it couldn't have looked like this in its 3D art. Why did it have to be a Facebook picture? That's just like such bad quality. You know, though, it could have looked just like this in its artwork and showed off the entire design as well. Just take away like the move effects. But they didn't. And that's okay. Whatever. This is the best. This one's the best. This one and Zeraora, I think, are the best ones. Maybe Gillespie too. Anyway, to me this wins because this is original. There's nothing, you don't even see this in game at all. Like, this is just a new pose, look, everything. And it shows off all of these tufts of fur, and it even shows off the little tiny wing on the side. You know, its face is side profile, so it doesn't look like a human. When it's front facing, it's very flat. So to me, that's like instantly good. It also very much is like, this is me, I'm Z. Like, the Z is here. The thinness of this is way more proportional to the one that's in game, where it's just like thick. It shows off even the back claws that a lot of people didn't even know it had. I didn't notice that its feet, its main claws here, are way thinner than like normal Absol and normal Mega Absol. Yeah, I have nothing really bad to say. I would prefer this line to be shorter. That's about it. If I was to take this design, I would have like erased this just a tiny bit up to here, and that's about it. Other than that, perfect. Holy Edgelord. Baxcalibur is up there too. Yeah, I think Baxcalibur is pretty freaking fire. I don't know what to say about this one, guys. I really don't, because to me, it makes me like the design less, and that's not a good thing. I don't know if it's because it's just in a pose that isn't too interesting, or maybe it's its face isn't shown enough. I'm a big faces guy, so like you'll see that as we move on. Man, I gotta keep moving because I'm actually not that far at all. Ball guy, my baby, but not the best here. Yeah. I'm glad you like it, Ball guy. See, Mike hates its face too, and it's just, this also is very tube-like. Doesn't kind of make any sense of how it would go back. I love the little cuts in the wings because I had not noticed that before. And I also didn't notice that it had these markings on its feet. Even to this day, I was like gonna check and see. I was like, did it have that? Staraptor. I think in game you really can't see that whole the foot dynamic thing. No, I don't want to watch it. I just want to look at the image. If I click this, what happens? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, see, like you cannot really actually see it here too well. But yeah, I don't know. I think they could have really made it more dynamic or fun. Like even it's sitting, but I guess they wanted the wings out. And like this thing's, the coolest thing is it's like glowing eyes, and I feel like they really missed the mark a bit on its face here. This pose might have been more dynamic and interesting to me, but it doesn't show, like, see the thing on its feet. So I think that they were just trying to show everything with this. Not bad art at all, just kind of boring to me. The separation of the wing to this wing is a little weird too, but that's the design, I'd say. After you look at all the artwork, do you want to do some private battles with the people? Oh, Ben, I kind of want to, but I don't think I'll have enough time. I'm already like... I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. It looks like a grandpa. Yeah. If Lumi and Dusty were here, this video would be 5 hours. 100%. Do not underestimate our ability to yap. What's up, Hal? Always coming in with that energy. This artwork I have a lot of issues with. I have a lot of problems with. Specifically, just I feel like this is the same person that did, like, maybe for Alligator. This head is not correct. It looks like it's off of its neck. Do you know what I mean? This arm is like way back, but not, it's not right. Look, if I move the cursor, look at, this is not right. The foot is also weird. You can't see it here because it's black in the background, but actually it's a little weird. And I know I don't really like to pick apart people's artwork like that, but I mean, I guess I do it often. But there's just a lot wrong with it. It loses its aura in the face. The 3D render is better. The pose is better. The face is better. Look at this eye. This is like, I don't care about anything. You know, like you can see it. And the color is better here too. This yellow is so much more vibrant. Obviously, I don't like the blobbiness of everything, but that's what you get with a 3D render. But the pose, even the tail is thinner. Like, I don't know, but like all aura is gone from the face, and it kills me. Yes, absolutely. He looks like clay even in the 2D art. I don't mind the clay. When I first saw Mega Lucario, I thought it was a fighting psychic type. I wish it was anything but just what it is. But it does like show the steel typing, you know, here especially. Like this looks steel. Like, I love this design. When I look at this, I'm like, I love this. When I look at this, I'm like, dang, it's just another Lucario. I don't know, there's something with this, like the color of the yellow is not as nice. Oh, let me push send on this really quick. But yeah, I'm not gonna harp on it too long. It's not so good. And again, consistency, like where'd it go? This one is like one that you forget, and it makes me sad because this is kind of amazing. This whole bottom part is amazing. It's like snow, like icy snow. This beautiful. The eye, the horns, beautiful. This is great. I just don't know why it like is forgettable as well. It's very similar to just the in-game model. It's just like turned. So I noticed this with a lot of the these artworks. Somebody went into the, I'm not saying they copied it, but somebody went into the thing and just turned it, the decks, you know, the decks, and they turned the model and then just drew it from there. I don't think that that's what happened, but it looks like that. That's what people don't understand about when I say that. Like if you took just normal Mega Frostlass and you turned its model in the Dex like viewer, you get this. And that's fine. Just there's something about it being kind of boring when you've seen it already. Like when you're getting new official art and it's like, oh, I've seen that already, you know? Unfortunately. She is serving though. She's amazing. I thought Lucario would be Steel-Water when I first saw it. Nice. I'm sure. A lot of people thought that actually. When it was leaking, people thought that it was Fighting Water actually for a long time. I thought Lucario would be... Oh, I read that. It's Hatsune Miku. This is Lucario. Mega Jinx so jealous of Mega Frostlass. Yeah, for sure. I haven't posted... This is the one opinion I haven't posted to Twitter yet. This is the worst. Now, it is not the worst, but it's the worst to me. It's the worst because it still looks like a 3D model. This one is one of the ones they took and they turned in the viewer and they drew it, and the style of it doesn't look like 2D art. This whatever metallic looking thing that they used, you can't see my hand, but I'm just like over here. Even the clouds, and I'm not saying it's bad, it's just like the style of it makes it look like it's 3D. It's like this artist likes to make their art look like their 2D art look like 3D renders. And it hurts me because I'm like, I just be consistent with all the rest. Look at this. Look at this. No, we won't look at that. But anyway, there was so much potential with this design. They could have made it epic looking. But instead, they decided to do this weird side profile. Look at this. I can't even. Just look at this. This could have been it. Now, it actually couldn't have been because it doesn't show off the back side of it. It needs more of a side profile. Even if they had copied exactly its standard static pose, it kind of is better. I see why they didn't. They want the side profile. They wanted more of the blob in the back and the belly. But I just fall so short. For me personally. That's my spiel. It's not actually bad, it's just bad to me. And it doesn't look like Sukamori 2D art. How far have we come? It's okay if it's different, but it's just like, make everything else the same. But no, everything else is normal art, and then you look very odd. You're the odd man out here. Hal, how are you watching this and a Secret Power episode at the same time? The smoke doesn't look like smoke. No, it looks like brown wings. And I like that it looks like wings, but no. But no. This one, I literally went into my game and I turned Darkrai and I got the exact same pose. Now that's fine. It's just multitasking, Hal. That's like one ear you're listening to this and one ear you're listening to something else. It's kind of wild. That's like another level of multitasking. I don't know what to say about this, other than it's just one of those that it's just like literally copied from it. Though it is not copied from it. I just want to make that clear. It just looks like it. Okay? Just looks like it. These are a little thin too, I would say. They wanted to show its back trailing for sure. I saw... You make me pull this up now. Pose maybe. This. This would have been a very nice dynamic pose for this. Also, it should have had this eye form as an official artwork, but we're not even going to get started with that because Magearna doesn't have official art like of its two forms. Tatsugiri doesn't have official art of its two forms. So there was no way they were going to give this random Darkrai animation its own artwork. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. It's not the best. This is one of the best. This is one of the best. In game, this Pokemon is missing something, and whatever that something is in this artwork. It's just good all around. I have no notes. Good. It looks better than in game, yet still similar to in game. Shows the bottom, like it's like hidden part under the armor a lot more. I love that. Doing the horse steppy. It's great. We're moving on. It's beautiful. Its horns look longer. They actually are like not consistently straight either, but I don't mind. It's the dagger-like sharpness for sure. What's up, Ava? Good to have you. Yeah, hi. This isn't too bad. This is actually better than in game, I think. It's just the design's boring. The design is what it is. This neck is a little interesting. Doesn't make much sense. Like, is this its back? They probably should have left this line out so that it looked like its entire body connected, but if this is its neck right here, that's like this big. Kind of weird, that bit. But shows the back, because that's kind of fun, even though I kind of hate that about its design. Yeah, it's actually good artwork, I think. It's just a bland design. Naveen, yeah, Naveen, he's literally Naveen. Yeah, I don't have much else to say on that. Electros, I kind of like the official render better. Now, I like these. I like the arms, like the color of everything. Very nice. I think I was spoiled. In ZA, I had a shiny one, and he just looks so much better shiny. I can't complain about this art, though. If the 3D render didn't exist, I'd be like, this is good. This is really good. It's consistent. Nothing wrong there. This is a bit thick, but I guess it does get thick over here. And you can't really tell what's going on in the back here if they wanted to show off the design, kind of. I think that the 3D render does so much better of a job with showing off the design. Let me see if I'm right. Yeah, a little bit, because it does go down here as well, and this covers it. But the only thing I don't like about the 3D render is these are so much bigger and not like uniform. This like thins out, but I love like the goopy glow, and the blue here is so much more blue and vibrant. It reminds me of the shiny, whereas this is like a dull, this is like Electros blue, but it's more dull. Yeah, but I think they're both really good, actually. Just at a little bit of a different angle. It's not Mega Scrafty, it's Naveen Scrafty. 100%. 100%. Chandelure's is okay. They had to zoom it out so that they could put the top, I can point actually, up here. They needed to show this because this is part of the design, that it goes up that high. It's like attached, the chandelier is attached. And I do like that about the design, don't get me wrong. But because it's zoomed out, you lose something. But I like that they show that this is in the game. It's just people can't see it a lot of times. But these, the black parts being worn off, essentially. What I don't like about it more than anything is that this eye is not defined enough to show that it's like out. Like they should have turned it a little bit so that this one was brighter and you could see it more, whereas this, so that it would contrast it. Also, they're very thick line work. I don't know, it's very thick here, because it's far away. Maybe in the end it's kind of a dull design, but yeah, consistency again. these kind of all are consistent, and that makes me happy. Even Darkrai is consistent. You are not. You're the worst. Consistent. Even this one is where it gets a little weird because the line work is a little inconsistent to the rest of them, but still good. So Golurk is a very cool pose, and it does the back. These like ghosty things are way more defined and interesting than in game to me. The pose is cool. He's like, what do you want? You know, like very cool. But the X is kind of weird. This is weird. It makes it look more solid than what you would imagine. Even the eye part is way more solid. And the color of this is not as yellow as in game. In game, it's way more yellow, and I like yellow. Look at, you can compare right here, side to side. Now, maybe it wasn't meant to be as yellow, but yeah, these are kind of blobby in game and don't move around that much. That's also a thing. But see, like, it looks like a Smash Bros villain. Nice. I don't know if you can see here, but this, the X is much more like a blob than it is in the artwork. It's like squared off and sharp over here. So very interesting. Ultimately, it does nothing for me. It just adds nothing to nothing. The only improvements I see are actually these two things. And obviously the pose is cool, but that's about it. Consistent though, not bad. This one is crazy. I like the color because it looks like he's breaking free of his change. The which color there, Mike? Something messed up there. Anyway, this is crazy because I never knew that it had the bags under its eyes. Like, you cannot see that in the game. And this artwork hides its face and its like weird posture, which actually it's good posture, straight up. But he looks like a man in its design, and this hides all of that. And it makes these very sharp and pointy, and it just works. This is great art, actually, but it doesn't, the design is terrible. The gold and purple. This, that's the thing, Mike. It's like this design is bad to me as well, but here it looks kind of good. If this was the first thing I saw, I'd be like C tier. But then you look at it in game and you're like, no, Excadrill. This little dweeb. He's so ugly, man. This is the one right here. Oh. He's big man Blastoise, but Excadrill. Cardinals was better. This version, any of them were better. I hate to say it, but this is a man with drills on. Anyway, we're not here to do that. This makes him look good. So it makes the drills look smaller as well, which isn't consistent, but it helps. He looks like he's flashing. He's so ugly. Might be the top 3 worst Pokemon designs ever. I don't know about, maybe. Pretty close. I don't like that its arms are melted into the drills, but the art itself looks great. Yeah, pretty much. I don't mind the drill hands. I don't mind that. For a Mega, it's not bad. This one's epic. For like a design that's not so good, he looks great. It's just like, why couldn't it look like this in game? It kind of does. It's just the fact that this is the same one for the female that really bothers people. This is cool. Shows the face markings. Shows this like a flame instead of like some ridiculous looking thing. I'm definitely not a fan of Excadrill. Yeah. The button in the middle. Yeah, he has got like a button. But yeah, this like flame legs from I think it's from the female actually that has this. It's just a great pose, great artwork. I have almost no notes on this as well. Like, these are good. They're not consistent. His face is kind of different than others, but I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm being too picky with it. I think it's great. Yeah, it looks like hair here instead of clay blobs. 100%. It just translates to 2D so much better. Pyro reminds me of Swordbert and Shieldbert. Yeah. Most definitely. This is so good. I don't even like the design, but this made me like the design more. He's adorable. And the pose is great. It still doesn't make me say that, yeah, it's an amazing design, because when I go look, people will hate me for this. But like, now this one is way better than the 3D one. 100% better. When I go look, like, I always said, like, I kind of like him in this pose, and I like him in this pose, but I don't actually like the design itself, like this whole thing. Not that I hate it. It's like it's decent, but this makes it like more than decent. The 3D model, he looks like a man, 100%. He looks like an animal here. This like poofiness. I really don't like that the cape splits. It should have just been like over its whole back, like just a long trailing cape. That would have been so much better. And I don't like that it loses the spikes here. But really good artwork. I can't say anything bad about it, really. The finger's a little funky, but it's art. This is also really great. Really, really great. Nothing bad to say. I wish you could have got closer to her face and like shown more of this, but to show off the whole design, you had to do it something like this. And it's fun that she's like clawed onto this stick. Really great. Greninja's is absolute peak. I want to not just brush by this, actually. When you, because they got their own 3D renders as well, and hers is kind of great. Hers is a good 3D render. I say hers, but it could be him. Don't get me wrong. I just instantly go with where my brain goes. I kind of like the artwork better though. Pose wise, I don't know, but I do like that it shows like one leg here, like a dress thing. They're both great, and that's good. You get two dynamic artworks, official artworks. So same thing goes for Greninja with the artworks, but this one's better. If you flip it, he has so much aura. It's crazy. And I like the detail of this being the same as Ash Greninja's like star, essentially. They also emphasize these, which is part of the Mega. Just why did it have to be upside down, man? That's what, because you can't like see things properly. You're not meant to look at something upside down, you know? It's wrong. She is stunning. Hal is obsessed with Delphox. Absolute fave mega ever is Delphox. I will die on that hill. That's a good hill to die on. It is a good mega. It's great. And this one is fantastic as well. Nothing bad to say. This is peak artwork. This is good too. It is just that this is a terrible design. A boring design. I love this expression, actually. I will say that she's like holding on to it like, what's gonna happen? Personality is here. It's only here though. Then it's this thing. Actually, I take it back. It is not the best artwork. Sorry, I'm screaming into the microphone. This one looks like the perspective is off. Sorry, I had to think of the word. The perspective of this one leaf feels off. You might not be able to see it in the dark here. Like if this was all white background, you can see like this is strangely off to me. It's not terribly off, but just a little bit. And I noticed it, and it bugged me. It's like that doesn't look like where it should be. Also to where this stem goes, you know, I don't know. Art is hard, guys. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. Other than that, it's pretty darn good, and that's a small detail. I just don't like the design. Like this whole thing is stupid. This is good. The 3D render's better. Crazy turn of events where I actually like the majority of the 3D renders better, if not equal to. Oh man, I did that again. Let me close these out too. Let's see. Megamind. I did not mean to. Okay, I did mean to click this. Sorry. This is much better. I think it works with these. These like just are better in like this 3D style, and same with the colors. They're just more vibrant. But also just the pose that he's in. I think it's an Electros situation where the artwork is just as good. It's just the colors are a little lackluster, and then how this looks is a little weird. This is the same artist that did Chandelure, for sure. Like the lines are similar. Unless it's like a specific pen that they're using. Like I can see like this line work is very similar to another one, and it's just like the same. I like the style actually. Nothing bad here. Don't get me wrong. I just think this is better, but they're both good. Both good. They tried to force Malamar into a meme and failed. Kind of. You're right. He is Megamind though. This is cool. This is just 1-to-1, the same exact pose as the one in game, and so you kind of just feel like, yeah, you kind of just are like, I've seen this before, which is fine. Love Chandelure, hate Malamar. Yeah. This isn't exactly that video, but you know, I'm just looking at the art, but I am throwing in some opinions for sure. I gotta speed it up too, unfortunately, because I gotta go soon. But yeah, this is good. I can't say anything bad about this other than it's exactly the same as in game, and so you've seen it before, so it's kind of like, all right, I've seen it before, goodbye. But for something to last long, like I started at the beginning of this video, like this is going to last longer than ZA. So you're going to see this and be like, oh, that's cool. It is cool. It's a cool pose. I also hate Barbarical. Never been a fan. Such a glow up. I feel like it does end up in forgettable territory still. Yeah, somehow it does. Oof. This one's beautiful. And now it is because I'm biased to the design, right? Like I love the design. How are you going to go crazy for this one? But I think it does it so much justice, because when I look Mega Dragalge in game, I like it a lot, but I love the shiny. I just love this even without the shiny. And it emphasizes things that people might not have noticed, like the pink here and on the tail. And it shows that this is flowing instead of still, and like even shows this side flowing up. It's beautiful. It's great. 10 out of 10. Love it. Does everything right, in my opinion. This is also really good artwork. Different, though. Consistency, once again, is a little different. And this is the line work, like Wendy was mentioning earlier. The line art is thicker than other ones. But that's a very small little nitpick. Nothing. This is a good artwork. I just don't care for the design that much. Great artwork though. This is a little weird on this wing, the perspective, I will say. And these are like, actually this one's supposed to be long at the end, so that makes sense. Hard to do that, I will say, but the perspective is weird here, I will mention. So Pokemon TCG has had an amazing illustration rare card coming out for Dragalge in this newer set coming. Oh, I saw it. It's beautiful. I just want to see it in HD. I hate TCG leaks. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hate them because I want to post about them, but then I'm like, no, I want to post them when they're in their full glory. So I just wait. But then people have all seen them by that time, and it sucks. Halucha looks like a superhero. I don't know about that. I guess kind of. I don't like this design. I'm so sorry. It's boring. It's not boring. It was a boring direction, I guess. It's like, yeah, obviously that's what you're gonna do. This is good. This is the same as like in game, pretty much. The artwork's fine. The artwork's great. I like the little flare things here. The hair is a little more fiery. I kind of wish the hair was more defined even. I like this artwork better than the 3D models, but I'm really disappointed with these new megas as a whole. That's fair. Kotu nerds, welcome. I kind of like all the megas actually. Most of them. There's like a few I don't like. I was gonna say Drillbur, Extra Drill, and I hate freaking AZ's Floette. That is the worst mega ever. I'm so sorry. I have many opinions about Mega Zygarde. I do too. The more I look at this, the more I don't like it, and think that it was completely unnecessary. That's another side. Its arm here is very small and doesn't look like it would go into the socket here. It's kind of weird, but very nitpicky. I like the feet. That's cool. Overall, not bad. Just didn't need that cannon. This one hurts me so much because it ruins his face and it emphasizes his... Yeah, you know what? This is a great mega and a bad mega artwork, in my opinion. And I don't say bad, you know how I mean bad. I like that the hair's like this, like trailing out, and I love the legs, like that's the coolest thing. But the face, they hid his best change. His face, they hid it. If I'd seen this, I would have been like, can you show his face more? Wannabe Digimon with a huge nuke attached to him. Yeah, I know. Zygarde's literally that. Anyway, I wish that was better. Peak! This thing's peak. I peaked in the microphone. Everyone loves this, and it's rightfully so. I have been justified in this moment for this. Everyone complained about its colors in the game. Fair. But it didn't even matter. It was always a great design. This is a good design. And this artwork shows every little bit of it. Its eyes are glowing because it's a mech. And they glow sword shapes. And you can see the glow because the darkness of the rest of it now. And it looks like steel now. That's the thing. It looks like steel now. Yes, it did look dull in the game. It doesn't look awkward with like its posing of the legs. It looks like it just has more legs. It's crazy. It is so good. It's so good. The like flowiness of its beard thing, these being like up. Yeah, it's peak. I don't know what else to say. I knew this mega was going to be fire. This is my first time seeing it, but it's pretty cool. Absolutely. I don't know if you're talking about Golisopod or Crabominable, but I think you're talking about Golisopod because my boy got justice done, and the shiny's even better. This is a disappointment. I get why they did the side profile. It shows all of this, and this is really cool, but then it has these like... and then like a really goofy face. But it's this part of it that really bothers me. This one thing covers its eye, and then the perspective of having another eye here is weirdly off. You can't see it. This just bothers me. Its face, and then like it's got like this butt lips going on with like these tiny little teeth. It's so bad right here. And it could have been so much better. The thing is, it could have been so much better because it's an amazing design. Do not get me wrong. I love this design. But this artwork lets me down hard. It's just like, that's how I would say it's like a letdown. This is very small too. Like this little chest piece, it feels like it should be bigger. I don't know how it is in game. But it feels like it's bigger in game. Again, they put it in this thing and they turned it sideways and drew it. And I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. I'm gonna say it like a million times. It actually does look kind of small. The like chest piece here. Not that small though. And you see how he like pulls his arms in instead of like just. This would have been a perfectly acceptable copy. This one. You can see it's both of its eyes and its face proper. Ugh. No, that ain't it. Butt lips. Sorry, I'm getting a little. I gotta go, so I'm like rushing a little bit and not being as careful with what I'm saying. This one is peak. This one's peak. This one is so good. This one looks like. I don't know. It does it justice. Like, I haven't even seen this thing in game yet. But it's like a battle pose and it looks good. And I'm like trying to see if there's anything off. Like the arms do look a bit off. I don't know if this is supposed to be like this, but it doesn't even matter because the rest of the design is really good. She looks great. No notes. Just good. Hey Soul, do you have Glisspod figure from Jazuarez? Nope, I don't. Well, you should send me a picture of it. I'm interested. Yeah, this is just so good. I love that this is like this. It doesn't have flowers anymore. It's just a battle machine. And it makes me like the Mega more. And that's an accomplishment because I didn't love it before. Cool detail. This is like, its body is like a tube right here. That's it. Kind of crazy. Mike, it looks dumb. Oh no. These are always been its legs though. It's a robot. I like robots if you do. I think it fixes everything about. I never liked the bonnet, so it fixes it for me. My God. This one is the glow up of glow ups because we had this god awful render. Oh my goodness. I can't get it bigger than this, I guess. Say open image, new tab. There we go. This is doofy, if that's a word. This is the worst render, I think. And the glow up to this is next level. The legs don't even bother me anymore. And I did not notice this until yesterday. Its nails, its claws, even on its feet are glowing. I didn't know that it did that. Here they did not show that. They just show them normal. And everything doesn't look like just like a piece of plastic on him, you know? They also hide this, which was an unnecessary addition to its design. I guess it's there, but it's pretty unnecessary. Absolute peak. I have to go, so I'm moving through this a little too fast now, but unfortunately that's where I love the two tail things. He looks like a superhero. I think he's supposed to be like Super Saiyan. Or like Naruto. They do show that the eyes actually do change in the design. Compared to its normal one, but it works in 2D. In 3D it does not work for me. And here they actually messed it up here because it's not supposed to be black pupils, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I can't believe. And it got justified. That's not the right word I'm looking for, but it did. Like people in the community were like, "Wow, it's actually good." Yeah, it's been good. It's just that's a terrible render and it doesn't look so great in game. This one is standard. Amazing. Amazing. I love it attaching here. He's perfect. They're perfect. It's just really good. Standard. Yeah, I don't have much to say because it's perfect. It shows the dots. Great. He's got a little expression. Yeah. I like that these guys got expressions too. This is one of the better ones. One of the better ones. I do not like this part to the mouth here. It's like a very funky jaw, but that's just how it was drawn. It's not really like that too much in game. But the perspective is great because it shows the like dragon bottom half of it. So it's good. This glowing is kind of fun. The only thing that for me is it shows that this could have been another head easily. But they decided to just make it like a super tie. And it logically, lore-wise, does make sense. Defends the evil eye. It's actually not a tie. It's the necklace, Italian pepper necklace, horn, if you will. This is great artwork. Yeah, no notes. It's just great. I don't even know what to say. I think people appreciate it more because of this artwork, and that makes me happy. This is cool. I did mention this last night. I think that these trailing fragments are to reference it having toxic debris. Red eyes are cool. It's standard. It's good. There's nothing off to me about it, really. It's just solid. They could have... I kind of wanted them to pose it like this. I will say that. Mega. Glimora is what I was doing. Where are you? There is a pose. I can't believe it. Like this one. This is the pose I'm looking for, even though it's kind of small. But that whole pose is what I would have preferred. The problem is they wouldn't have shown the bulb in the back, and I think they really wanted to show that. But just even if they just turned it like this and showed the bulb at the same time as like it doing that whole like these things pop up. The Glimmet sack. Yeah. Oh, you were talking about Crabominable, Mike? That makes sense. Anyway, yeah, I wish that it did that pose instead of this, which it almost is. It just make those things pop up and tilt it a little bit. Would have been cool. This one is perfect. This one is so good. This one makes me like the design more. Each one of their faces have so much more expression. Very weird that they didn't make Curly the main one, but I think it's because these would be hidden. If you took this and put it right in the middle, you would not see these on its head, and it would block this guy quite a bit. Instead, with this dynamic, you see all three of them kind of perfectly, and the grass as well. If Curly was in the middle, you wouldn't. This perspective, at least. Again, the line art is very thick. That's one thing that is different from a lot of these, but these are all consistently good. This is one of my favorite designs now, guys, and it's crazy. I wish that Curly was in the middle because of the symmetry of it, like just it being in the middle. That's the best one, but yeah, they went with it like this. What's sad is that none of the other forms get artwork, the other two. Definitely a shame, but should be used to it by now, to be honest. Excalibur's is great. It is a little chunky here, which kind of hurts the design a bit. Its back arm here is a little funky as well. This even could be longer. I think I like the 3D render even more, to be honest, as well, because I like that it's like hunched over a lot, and dang it, I did it again. Gotta go visit. The sword looks so much longer. He looks thinner and hunched over and longer. This is just better. The face is better even, but it's still good. I better move this guy around a little bit. Still good. This is a weird perspective down here. I can't lie. This whole leg situation. It thins out in game so much more. Yeah, and the sword is really, the sword is longer in game even. There was one detail though that was nice, but I think it was in its Dream World art. You can see like where the sword attaches here, and it looks kind of cool. Overall, they're pretty decent. I know I wasn't coming on here to complain. There's some that I hate. This one, but you know now which ones I love and hate, and why, and like what their glow ups are. The problem was the beginning had some duds. this hurts me still to this moment. It always will. That it looks like Pikachu. And I'm not saying it always looked like Pikachu, but it looks even more like Pikachu now. Like, this is Pikachu. Whereas the Mega didn't always look like that. But yeah, the glow ups are insane. And the duds are really ugly. Like, what happened to your face, Raichu? Oh man. We'll leave it at that, and we'll leave it on here. Thank you guys for being here. I gotta go. You guys are all awesome. Thank you to the people that support me, and if you want to support me, please consider doing so. You can do so however that works on YouTube. Like the video, subscribe, please. I'm one person away from 2,000 subscribers. Let's make it happen. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being here again. So I got to go. Peace.